Okay, so your front struts on your GMC Jimmy or your Chevy Blazer are getting bad. How do you know they're bad? Well, either one, they're making noise, or two, the vehicle is bouncing too much when you go over bumps. Those are two big indications, but otherwise, if they're making noise or you notice that they don't have proper shock pressure, it's also time to replace them. I'll be showing you guys that in this video today. All right, let's get a look here at what we need to do to gain access. Number one, you're going to take your cover off and take off the 5 19mm bolts that hold your wheel on. Make sure you jack up on a solid part of the frame, probably somewhere in that neighborhood right there. So right where that bolt is, that's a good spot because it's a solid part of the frame. Once you got this jacked up and the wheel pulled off, you'll have access inside here to access the bolt, and that is a 18mm, and you need two different ratchets, guys. So what I had to do is I had to use a short socket with a 3/8 ratchet on this side, and then the other side I needed to use the deep well 18mm, and that I used on a 1/2 inch ratchet. That allowed me to get the top bolt out. Now the bottom one, we should get a really good look at this one down here. It's hidden behind that sway bar end link. You can squeak a wrench in there and hold that with an 18mm wrench, and then from the back side here, guys, from the back side here, you'll be able to access through underneath that CV boot and get at that nut. Again, 18mm on the bottom and the top. What I did is once I got that loose, guys, I was able to pull the strut out the bottom. So it slipped out right through that gap between the lower control arm, the sway bar end link, and the tie rod. You can only do that if the tire is off. You do have to squeeze the strut together to do that. So just know that you have to compress that strut in order to get it to slide through that gap, and you can slide the new one through. Don't pull the zip tie on them. Usually they got a zip tie on them. Put it up in there, do your top bolt first, pull the zip tie, and slide the bottom bolt in as the shock is coming down. That is the best way to do that. So you say that it's low on pressure. How can you tell? One way to tell is we compress it. If it goes quickly down, but takes forever to come back up, this shock is shot. It doesn't have the rebound to be able to rebound the suspension like it should. So when you're going over bumps, what it's doing is it's holding tight, but it's never coming back up. What this does is it beats up your ball joints, beats up your upper control arm bushings, because this isn't taking the hit. It's holding tight on the bottom, like there's downward pressure, but there's no upward pressure to restore the suspension back to normal ride height. Meaning that just the weight of the vehicle is going to keep pushing down on this to where it's just going to hold tight in one spot and just keep beating up the suspension. Guys, this kind of knowledge takes time to learn. As you learn and as you work on cars, the more you fix things, you start noticing when things are bad and just how much it can wreck other things around it. By not replacing this shock now and keep driving it the way it is, I could potentially have to put upper and lower ball joints in this vehicle, because all that pressure is now trying to be absorbed by my ball joints rather than it should be absorbed by the shock. And if you guys have bad shocks, make sure you guys get them replaced. Most of the time you can do them in your own driveway or garage with very minimal hand tools. Again, if you're taking the wheel off, always retorque your wheel. Drive it for 50 miles and double check that torque spec. You don't want a wheel coming off, and you don't want to have issues with that aspect of the repair. That is where the worst case scenario is on this setup. Now, if you're doing these shocks, make sure you get those bolts tight. And you will have to put some pressure to them so that they get squeezed. One way to verify that when it's in there and it's tight is to twist it. If you feel this moving around in there, like I am moving it now, then the bolt's not tight. You need to tighten this up to where you can't wiggle this inside of that horn. And this is what I'm talking about, up in here. You're not supposed to be able to wiggle that shock once it's tight. As long as you get that bolt tight, there's really nothing to go wrong with this kind of repair. Very simple to do. You guys can do it. Basic hand tools, and this is for a lot of the vehicles that are set up this way. Now, newer vehicles, guys, have struts. We're going to see this project, don't worry. Big Red is coming, but this has struts in it. So this has a strut suspension. If we want to do any suspension work on this one, we have to pull a lot of this apart to get the strut out, and then we have to decide what we're doing with this one. I do have some stuff coming up. I'm going to make a separate video on this one, guys, but just know this is what you need to do if you're going to fix your suspension and keep it running properly. If you drive in an area where roads are really rough, always, always, always check your shocks and struts so that you have the best ride possible in the safest conditions. When these things don't work right, you can lose control of the vehicle really easy. So double check these on your oil changes, double check these on any of your maintenance schedules that you have. Just a quick visual look, check for oil leaks, check for rust damage. These are all indications that these need to go. Also keep track when you put the new ones in, and just know, hey, every so often I should take one of the bolts out, try moving the shock to make sure it works right. If you guys find this content helpful, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.